Hey guys, it's Adam again for A Strings. We're here with our friend Tim from Vox, and tell us what we've got today.
I've brought with me today the UK's first Vox MV50. This is a whole new amp range from Vox that were launched at NAMM this year, and we had a couple of units land in the office last week and I brought one down. There are three models to this. There's the MV50 AC, which is this one. We also have a clean version and a rock version. This is a really important product for Vox for a few reasons. A, because look, it's a small, cute looking amp. That's great. But actually this is a 50 watt full valve amplifier featuring the new NuTube technology. And over the years to come, you'll see this technology more and more. But this is the first product that's going to be available to the public that it appears in. And these guys here at A Strings are a full Vox dealer, and I'm really proud to bring it down because it'll be on sale here anytime now, and you should come and try it out and pick it up.
Sounds good. So, like Tim said, there's the three models. We're going to run some tones of the AC today. Now, would you say that this is based on an AC30 or an AC? One of those?
Yeah, it's based on the AC line. So the main thing here is that the AC line is known historically for its kind of jangly tone, which this can produce. But the other thing with AC amps is that you get a really good range of crunch and gain from that jangly clean right through to the slightly heavier rock. Also with this amp, as with the other AC bigger combos and heads, it really works well with pedals. So you've got pedalboard or just a pedal and you stick it in front of this, you're going to still get that same reaction, that same tone. The NuTube valve is important because it's tiny, so it can fit in here, but it's ceramic based and it does have the harmonic qualities of a traditional vacuum glass tube, and that's what you'll hear here. So what I'll do is I'll literally just play kind of a clean tone, a sort of more middly tone and a slightly higher gain tone. There are only three knobs on the thing, so it's straightforward to use, but there is a hell of a range within that, and that's what we'll check out now.
Awesome, man. So, just touching on, before we go into touching on the pedal aspect, it's something that we talked about before we started. The thing that excited me the most about this was being able to sort of run it as your it's your amp, but it's almost, it's pedalboard friendly. So
Yes.
you can almost go to gigs with your board.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
as long as you've got some sort of, if you're taking a cab, or there's a way you can sort of take it out to desk.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's only 540 grams, so it's lightweight and it is small. So yeah, it will fit happily on a desktop, on top of an amp, or on your pedal board. It has a proper preamp out. So this has a completely analog preamp, and the NuTube valve is part of that preamp. It has a Class D amplifier, which gives you up to 50 watts at 4 ohms. But yeah, if you want to plug this straight into a PA, straight into an interface and record straight into the computer, or I don't know, if you want to just go into a traditional amp like this and mic it up, or indeed just have it cranked, because this is loud, it will do all of those things. You've got an impedance selector on the back there, and there's a couple of other features which vary across the range. But if you want to use a 4x12 or a little 1x8 speaker, you can just set it up and it will run as per a normal amp, and it will give you the versatility whether you're at home or gigging.
That's awesome. Right, give us some chops. Let's see what this thing has got.
Right, so I've got the volume at not even a third. We're just keeping it fairly quiet because it is loud, and you won't pick that up. But in this room, it's way too loud to talk over. I've got the gain down to not even a quarter, and I've just got the tone just bang in the middle. And this is a fairly clean sound. So if I actually turn the volume on, you can just hear. Really clean, nice and jangly, and just by changing the pickup you can get a different type of tone. All I'm going to do is turn the gain up to sort of halfway. Again, I'm not playing with the tone, I'm just to give you a benchmark, and that's going to give you that slightly bigger crunch. So you've got that slightly crunchier sound. Now if I turn it up all the way and we go mental, you're going to get that higher gain type of vibe. It's not kind of in the metal zone, which is my cup of tea, but that's where the rock version of this comes in. But it proves that you can play that kind of. Plenty of crunch in there, and that's just from turning that one knob. Obviously, you can turn the volume up to significantly loudness, which we're not going to have here. And the tone, if I go back to a clean, and just put it on the neck pickup, I'll start the tone down flat and just play a chord. Fairly muddy, fairly calm. I'm just going to turn it up to halfway. So you're getting a little bit more high and a little bit more brightness, and I crank it all the way up to the high bit. Everything from kind of muddy through to jangly, and that's just using the tone knob. So again, that with the gain and the volume, you've got a whole range of tones in there. If you really want to know how loud you are, there is a VU meter as well, but really you should be looking at the guitar in the audience, not at that.
So in terms of the EQ then, from just listening to the amp, this is the first time that we've really played the amp and listened to the amp, apart from checking it for levels. I've owned a Vox AC30, and obviously this is the Vox 212 cab, I think with greenbacks.
Yep.
So to me, that just sounds like my AC30 in the house. You know, that there's no difference whatsoever. Yeah, obviously, you know, ABM, you'll notice something. But as far as getting, because I know a lot of Vox players will like their top boost channel and like their sort of normal highs and lows. Mm-hmm. Would you say that this is kind of, is it based on a channel, or is it just kind of getting that overall the AC kind of vibe in it?
I think to answer the question, all I can say is it's based on the AC sound, but the significant difference here is that it has a NuTube valve, which itself is it's new technology.
So it's going to sound different.
It's going to sound different, but the NuTube is significant because a couple of things. A, they're really, really small, so they can fit in there, and they're ceramic based. And as you know, with a lot of ceramic products, you think of car brakes. They're hugely durable. So the actual listed lifespan of that tube is 80,000 played hours. So you're not going to need to change it. You know, it's durable and it lasts forever. But it is a new technology. It is based on, you know, a traditional vacuum tube valve. So it does have that tone, but this hasn't appeared in any amp before. No. So it's not going to be based on an AC15 or an AC4. It's based on the AC range and having that tone, but it is its own thing. You need to come and play the thing really and give it a try.
You definitely need to hear it in the room, yeah.
I would also say as well that on the back of this, there is a flat and deep switch, and that really is just an EQ switch. So for a big cab like this with 2x12, you'd set it to flat because the cabinet, the speaker is going to give you that bottom end. The smaller cabs, and this has been designed with a couple of Vox cabs, a 1x8 and a 1x12, which is also available at astrings.co.uk. For those ones, you'd probably switch it to the deep setting so that it allows the smaller cab to push through a bit more of the deep end. But either way, I've played it on the 1x8 as well, and it's really, really punchy. You get a lot of volume for basically a combo that's, you know, not even a quarter of the size of this. So it's a flexible amp for something that's so small and so easy to use.
Yeah, it does sound great. So with the other two in the range then, you know, obviously these are retailing it for a Class D 50 watt amp. These are retailing at basically a silly price. Mm. So would you be open to an idea of saying, this is my pedal board, okay, these are all my delays and cleans. I tell you what, I'm gonna have the clean, I'm gonna have the rock, you know, I'm gonna have the full bore.
That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm a metal player, but basically all I ever play is very heavy or very clean, and I tend not to have the two ends. For me, the simplest solution to do that and actually have the flexibility is almost to not have this model, but the other two. I literally have a clean and a rock, and have a channel switcher, a foot switcher, or something similar, and just dart between the two. And that will be, because they're so light and they're so affordable, that would just work for me. And the beauty there is that you can get a really clean sound, a really distinct jangly sound, and a really heavy gain sound. Yeah. Just essentially from having, rather than having a 2, 3, 4 channel big amp, you just have two little fellas like this sat on top of your cab, nice and easy.
Yeah, and it's funny, you know, the outlook of people gigging now is changing. We had a phone call this morning to say, I have a Mesa Boogie triple, it's killing me, what have you got? And it's literally that, and it's solving so many problems. I know that we talked about the idea that people might think that it's gimmicky because of the size, but this is not gimmicky at all whatsoever. This is the real deal in, you know, as small a package as it can possibly be, basically.
I mean, when you know, historically, could you say, I'm going to a gig, I've got the guitar in the car, oh, and I've got my 50-watt valve amp in my pocket. You know, it does sound novelty because there's nothing on the market that this small, this lightweight, and has this much versatility and volume, but it's technology-led. Vox is a historic amp brand. It's 60 years old this year. This is like the new wave. It's technology-based with a traditional mindset. So, yeah, we need to get past the fact that it's cute and small and novelty, because it is cute and it is small and it may look like novelty, but you wouldn't want to crank that up full volume in this room without ear protection. It will give you the real kick in the old proverbials if you needed it to, but it's small. So come and try it out, have a listen, have a play, and I'll suggest you'll be impressed.
What we're going to do now, Tim's going to play a few bits and pieces. I'm going to have a little mess around with some gain and some EQ just to see what things we can get out. We're probably going to end up in the gain section because we're both metal players, heavy players. But yeah, we'll give you a nice sort of, you know, nice sweep of what this does. Yeah, like Tim said, any information you want or you want to try it out, pop into the shop or check out the website astrings.co.uk. And they are available to order?
Available to order now. They'll be in the country anytime soon. So, you know, within a month of this production, they'll be here.
Awesome. Let's play some tunes. So yeah, if you want to play whatever you want to play, and I'll yeah.
Only at half game. Amazing.
Yeah. So let's take it where we want it to go. So let's go full out. I'll put the tone halfway and then we'll go either way just to see what kind of sweep it is.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah, that's killer. So, just in terms of, for our sake, the rock model then, what's the thinking behind that and sort of the difference between, obviously this has got more of a sweep gain-wise than the rock one will have, but tone-wise of the rock one, what are they thinking in terms of that one?
Yeah, I've not even played the rock one yet, but I think the very simple way of looking at it is genre. So if you were to say, look, almost forget Vox, almost forget the model number, almost forget the size or the type of amp. You say, look, I've got a clean valve amp. We'd all have certain models that come to mind and you get an idea. And it isn't necessarily jangly clean and nothing else. There's quite a lot of range in the clean one.
Yeah.
The AC one, the AC is a Vox amp type, you know, it's what's known. So in many ways it's the benchmark. The way I look at it for this range is that it's the middle of the range because it kind of covers all spectrums, as we've just looked at. Really clean, really crunchy. The Rock, as we saw with the likes of Vox Night Train, is essentially a high gain amp. It's designed for the rock market. Problem with rock is that it's a very broad genre. You know, as you and I know, it goes to like silly heavy, but actually, you know, a lot of kind of country music and pop music is classed as rock. It's clean, it's versatile, and it's not necessarily guitar based. So I think the rock version is heavier by definition, but again, as with all of them, it has the versatility. But if you think that I'm going to be doing some crunching power chords here, that's your place to go.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that is the exclusive first look. We've got the first dibs on this one. So yeah, we're very happy that you chose us. Thank you very much, sir.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a little play-in, and any more info, again, like I said, just check out the website. So yeah, let's play some heavy.
Yeah.
Nice.